Hi, Twin Flames, and welcome to the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine Twin Flame reading, Christmas Eve edition. So, today we have a very special Twin Flame message for you. And keep in mind that this is a general reading, so keep only what applies to you and your Twin Flame situation. And if you would like a personal reading, then I have the link to book one of those below. So, let's get started with the message from the Divine Masculine, what the Divine Masculine is thinking and feeling during this holiday season. And we have I love you. These are powerful words. Wow. So if you're Divine Feminine and you've been wondering what your twin flame is feeling about you, then here's your confirmation. Your twin flame loves you very, very much. And with twin flames, they work a bit differently compared to soulmates, so they might not show it in the typical way that you would expect it. Twin flame relationships are designed to be mirrors of each other. So your twin flame will reflect to you how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your relationship with the divine, your relationship with life. So a lot of times this can look like, running and chasing, for example, which I know many of you are experiencing, lack of communication. But your twin flame is not, not communicating with you because they don't love you, but because they do love you and they want to show you that somewhere within yourself, you've not been communicating with yourself. And this is actually what's been making you miserable, maybe without even knowing. So they're helping you to find out exactly where you've been withholding this communication from yourself so that you can heal in that place and actually receive a lot of relief, a lot of love, and a lot of joy. This is why many twin flames, when they meet their twin flame and they're not aware of the twin flame dynamic, they might say that, hey, twin flames are very painful, don't go looking for yours. Yeah, their experience is totally valid, but it doesn't have to be yours as well. It doesn't have to be painful, and it doesn't have to be impossible. And this is what this card is here to remind you, that there is so much love at the core of your relationship with your twin flame. And, it's also inviting you to release your expectations about what love should look like in your twin flame union. Because love isn't always, the roses and the romance, but it's also helping the other person to grow and to heal. And sometimes it's also tough love. If there's a habit that you've been holding on to in your life and it's really harming you, then you're going to see that reflected in your reality and in your union. And that's going to help you to break out of this habit and release it and find even more joy. So the Divine Masculine has been feeling the love in his union, and also the same message applies for the Divine Masculine if you're Divine Masculine and watching this. Like, your Divine Feminine also loves you, and it's not necessarily going to look the typical way. The best thing you can do when your twin flame is mirroring something to you that is very difficult or painful is to go within that place in your consciousness and heal in that space. And the best way you can do that is by using the mirror exercise, which I have linked in the description of this video, along with a great free e-course that will help you go from separation with your twin flame into harmonious union. And if you would like even more support on your twin flame journey, you're not sure how you can work through those triggers, how to heal more effectively, then as a certified ascension coach and twin flame in union, I would be very happy to help you navigate those challenges and overcome them. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, the information for that is linked in the description of this video. And with that, let's go to the message from the Divine Feminine and the card for the Divine Feminine for this week. And we have treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply. So it makes a lot of sense that this card is coming up right now because it's the holiday season for many of us. And, the holidays can also be a time of great sadness, not just of great love and happiness. Because a lot of family wounds, childhood wounds can come up. So what this card is giving me the message of is to be gentle with yourself during this time, because a lot of family upsets can come up. And, that can be very challenging because, we have this idea in our minds that the holidays are supposed to be like this very happy time, but we might not feel that way. There might be some melancholy feelings, and that is totally okay. If you feel that way, embrace it, accept it, and love yourself in this space. Be there for yourself, show up for yourself. Don't try to hide that feeling or avoid it, because it's coming up for a reason, and you're going to feel a lot of relief by feeling and processing it and releasing it instead of holding on to it or trying to control it or hide it. This card is also a reminder that it's a great time to connect with your inner child, as we can see a mother and a child in this card. Do things that make you happy, even if it's, something more childish. I don't know, finger painting. Maybe something like that for you, playing with dolls, who knows. But, don't be afraid to make yourself happy in some way, invest in your happiness, connect with your inner child, and also show love and appreciation to the people in your life. They don't necessarily have to be family, it could also be friends, depending on your situation. And I also feel like this is a card to remind us to show gratitude for our twin flame journey, because inviting your twin flame into your life, whether consciously or not, is a great blessing because of how much it fast tracks your healing and it helps you to grow as a person. So that's another thing to be grateful for. And it's a very beautiful blessing. And finally, let's see next steps, what you can do to fast track your harmonious twin flame union. And we have be supportive. So this card is inviting you to see and ask yourself, how supported are you feeling when it comes to navigating the challenges that are coming up in your twin flame union? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling fully supported? Or does it feel like you are lacking in something? Do you feel like you are not fully equipped to face what's going on your twin flame journey? And if you feel like there's a lack, you can always ask the divine to show you the way to claim more support in your heart, because that's so important. Like, this can be a very, very difficult journey to do without any support at all. Which is why a lot of times on this channel, I speak about the importance of having a supportive community, because they can really uplift you and help you. And especially when it comes to twin flames, because listen, it's a whole new thing in consciousness. Popular advice in the magazines and stuff like that, you're not going to find anything about twin flames there, because it's so, new in consciousness that you can actually be with your twin flame. And if you notice more closely, you might have seen that there's an abundance of tragic love stories about people who love each other so much but they can't be together. So this idea, it is rooted in consciousness, but the opposite, that you can actually be with the person you love forever and, navigate those challenges together and overcome them, it's a bit new still. Like marrying for love is actually very new in consciousness. It was introduced the last few decades actually, and it became more accepted. So it's all very new in consciousness still, which is why it's so important to have a community that knows how to guide you correctly, especially since the rest of the world doesn't seem to believe in this kind of love. And many of you might have experienced that you've been on your twin flame journey, you've been experiencing and seeing those signs, but if you talk about this with anybody else, they might look at you like you're crazy. And you're not crazy, I assure you. I have also been, seeing a lot of angel numbers, things like that on my twin flame journey, the crazy synchronicities. So you're not crazy. It's totally normal to go through those things. But a person who hasn't gone through it doesn't understand, and that's okay. It's their experience, it's their life, and it doesn't have to discount your own experience and your own life. They are still valid. This also is a great reminder to support yourself as you're going through those challenges. Be there for yourself. Don't berate yourself. Don't, talk to yourself in a mean way. Be gentle with yourself. And if you have been very harsh on yourself and judging yourself, criticizing yourself, this card reminds you to, start changing that, because you don't gain anything by being critical of yourself. It's actually making things harder for you. So instead, be a little bit more gentle. You can still be firm when it comes to certain things, but definitely be a little bit more gentle and supportive with yourself, and it's going to make a whole lot of difference when it comes to your twin flame journey. So this is all I had for you, my dear twin flames. If you're celebrating, have very happy holidays, and I will see you in next week's reading.